Hi there and welcome to this rerun of my presentation 10 Great Ways to Use Video to Grow Your Practice, which I originally presented at COPA at the Excel London in 2018. So this is a really quick sort of little bit about me and to cut a very long-winded story quite short. So I worked in marketing and PR before I trained to be a podiatrist, and when I started working as a podiatrist in my own private practice, I realised very quickly that I had got a very distinct advantage over my competitors because I understood the world of marketing and I knew how to use it to my advantage. I then, once I was working as a podiatrist, got married, and I married into the UK military, which very quickly, through my own choices, I have to say, put an end to my clinical practice because we started moving house very frequently, and being a clinical practice and moving house frequently do not go together. So I had to look for a plan B, and my plan B has taken me probably about 8 years to get to this point. But my plan B is now I run Practice Momentum, which is a marketing, coaching and support company that helps healthcare practitioners understand marketing, use it better in their practice to get different results in their practice. And yeah, so that is who I am and what I do. So if you would like to connect with me at any point, please feel free to hunt me down on these social networks and connect with me and ask me any marketing questions you might have. I'm very, very happy to do that. Okay, just by way of some context, I want to explain a little bit about this patient buying cycle. Now, your patients are going to need to go through this cycle of getting to know you exist, deciding if they like and trust you, trying out some of your expertise in advance, then buying from you, then hopefully, if necessary, repeating that purchase and becoming an all-singing, all-dancing advocate and referring you to their family and friends. And so the cycle goes on. Now, video has a part to play in this, in that video is very good for helping you build like and trust, and for helping people try out your services in advance of buying services from you. So, the good news is video is like pizza. When it's bad, it's still pretty good. And so the point I really want to make here is that you do not need to be an expert video producer, video editor. You do not need to be that person now. The world is very forgiving of video and not being corporate and not being slick on video, because everybody's doing it. Everybody's getting out their mobile phone and recording video, and it's easy to do. It's very simple and very easy to do, and it does not have to be a slick corporate production for it to be usable as a marketing resource, and I really, really want to drill that message home to you. So the essentials of what you need a story. So you need a story that you're going to be telling your viewers, whatever that story might be, a small story, hopefully not too long-winded. You need good lighting. So you need to be, so for example, recording this video now, I've got none of my video lights on. I'm literally just working with the daylight coming in the window of my office. So you just need good light. You need your video camera to be in focus, so the person or the thing you're focusing on is clearly in focus. You need it to be stable, so you don't want this to be going on, okay, because that's not pleasant. You want it to be nice and stable so that your viewers can get a nice steady image. You need the sound quality to be good so that they can hear very clearly what it is you're saying. And you need the composition to be good, so you don't want anything sprouting out of your head or something that you don't want people to see, your dirty knickers or your clean knickers on the radiator behind you. So check the composition before you start and make sure you're in the shot, there's nothing behind you that you don't want people to see, and that's what I mean by composition. So the not so good news is that actually the magic is only going to happen if you step outside your comfort zone. And I speak to an awful lot of practitioners who are nervous about video, who are scared about doing it, who are shy about doing it, who think it's got to be really slick and really awesome to deliver a message, and it doesn't. But you are going to have to push yourself. If that's how you're feeling, you are going to have to push yourself out of your comfort zone to make this work for you, to make this work as a marketing tool. But the more good news is that video can actually become your comfort zone. And I've got quite a few clients who've started off in the fear of video, and now you can't stop them. Okay, they've got into it, they realise the benefit of it, and they're actually now really enjoying producing those videos to help their patients better. So, how can you use video? This is number one. I've got 10 tips for you. This is number one, is to help people get to know you exist. Now, this is not getting to know you as a person. This is just getting to know. Remember, the right back at the top of the cycle there, know, that know is about knowing you exist. Okay, so they've gone from having no clue you exist to actually being aware of your practice. That's the transformation we're after at this point in the cycle. So here we're talking about knowing you exist. So you can create videos to help people find your practice. If your practice is inside a big building and they've got to come in and go up some stairs or up in a lift or however they're going to get to you, or you're down a ginnel or a snicket or whatever the word is you use down the side of a building and they've got to go in a little door there and it's not that obvious, having a video to explain where you are is really helpful. You could do a video to help your clients who are travelling by public transport, so you could go out to the nearest bus stop and say, right, here's the bus stop, this is the way you turn, this is the way you walk, keep walking, go down, and here we are. Okay, so that will really help people get to know that you exist. Use video to show your local connections. So if you are a dog walker and you're out walking your dog and you're at a particular viewpoint or something, do a video and share that on social media so people start to see that you exist and you've got this local connection. And you can also share videos inside groups, so things like Facebook groups or online forums. If you've created a video that explains something about your practice or a skill that you've got or something that's really going to help people, if you hop inside a group and share that information, share that video inside a group online, a lot more people are going to become aware that you exist. Okay, so that is tip number one. Use video to help people get to know you. Now, you can use video to help people like you or get to decide if they like you or not. And the ways you can do that are by telling your backstory. People love a backstory. If you look at the data for a lot of websites, you will find that the homepage is the most visited site, but usually the second most visited site on a website is the About page, and that's because people are interested in you. So, tell your backstory using a video. Sit down in front of the camera and tell people, just like I did at the start of this, a little bit about my backstory, about why I'm here, what I'm doing. You can use video to introduce your team. So either get your teams to individually do videos, or you can do one video sort of interviewing somebody. But again, it's just about getting those personalities across, and you can do that really, really well on video. Do things behind the scenes. People love behind the scenes videos. So showing people what you do behind the scenes, how you prep your practice in the morning, what do you do at the point after you've locked that door and the last patient has gone. All that sort of behind the scenes stuff. People really enjoy watching that. So use that to help people decide if they like you, because in those moments you're going to be the true you, the real you. And so that is going to help with this likability. And show your practice personality. If you are a practice that has a lot of fun, show some of that fun on video. If you're a practice that does an awful lot of sort of studious academic research behind all of the therapies that you offer, show that. If you're a practice that is very active, all the members of your team go running or cycling or do football or netball or whatever it is, show that side of the practice. So use video to show the personality in your practice, because that is going to help people decide whether they like you or not. Because the important thing is people buy from people. And in order to enable people to decide if they like you, you're going to have to give some of yourself. And that is video is a really, really great tool to do that with. Okay, so number 3. What can you do to help build trust with video? Well, number one, you can tell patient stories. Now, obviously, you must get patient consent to do this, but you can use video to tell patient stories. And you can tell stories of patients that were in pain and now they've recovered, or patients that were struggling to improve their times and now they've got a PB in some event. Patients who were, I heard recently a story of a patient who had not booked a holiday for 6 years because they had an embarrassing fungal toenail. With one treatment that was cured and they booked a holiday. So it wasn't cured, it was resolved. Their embarrassment was resolved, and so they booked a holiday. And so, you know, those kind of patient stories are really going to build trust, because those stories say to the other members of the public, hey, these people know what they're doing. They can deliver the things they say they can deliver. You can use video to provide some explanations. So things like what happens on a first appointment, because people are nervous about coming to your practice. So explaining what happens on a first appointment is really going to help you build that trust with people who have never met you. You can use videos to explain how to. So if you find yourself explaining something over and over and over again in your practice, why not record a video of you saying those things and share it online, put it on your YouTube channel and get people watching that video and learning out how to do, but whatever do is, it's a self-help thing. It's something they can do for themselves. And that is really going to help them. But it's also going to help you build trust, because you're delivering a service and you're providing that information before they've even met you. Also, if you do any therapies that necessitate or potentially necessitate an emergency contact, why not do a video that explains that you offer out-of-hours support? Because again, that is going to build some trust, some level of trust in people who are thinking, oh, I'm a bit nervous if I go and have this procedure, what happens if? But up front, if you know that there is 24-hour out-of-hours support, you're going to feel much more relaxed and much more confident to make that buying decision. So that is 4 ways that you can use video to help you build trust. Number 4, how can you use video to help people try your services? Okay, so here's the thing. I'm just going to get a cup of tea, a swig of tea, bear with me. Okay, so number 1, how to self-treat X. Now this often feels counterintuitive, because people say, oh, but if I put a video out teaching people how to self-treat something, they're never going to come and see me. It's highly unlikely. If you provide a video that is something like how to self-treat in regard to a very low-level therapy, you're not going to do yourself out of an awful lot of business, if any. What you're going to be doing is enabling people to try your services, try your expertise, try your knowledge before they even come to see you, and they're going to hold you in high regard because you've helped them without them parting with any cash. You've helped them understand what their problem is and how they can treat it themselves. You can also use videos to do product demonstrations. So again, if you find yourself on clinic demonstrating how to use a particular product over and over again, for example, in an exercise routine or something like that, why not produce a video that is a product demonstration that you can put online? So everybody that you need to demonstrate that product to can just go to that video and watch it. You don't have to spend time in clinic demonstrating. You could do a video on your top 10 tips on why. So for example, your top 10 tips on how to use video in your marketing. I'm creating this video, I could put this video online and share it with everybody. And so that is going to draw people in, but that is also enabling them to try my expertise. So in you watching this video, you're learning from my expertise without putting your hands in your pocket and paying for a service that I sell. I'm enabling you to try out my expertise before you make any buying decision. And so doing a top tips video is a really great way of enabling people to try your expertise. An additional, similarly to how to self-treat, but how to prevent. So how to prevent injuries. Even if you make your money from treating shoulder injuries, doing a video on how to prevent injuries or how to prevent further injuries is, people will hold you in high regard because you're helping them and obviously not benefiting financially from that interaction. But making videos on how to prevent injury, how to prevent, I'm trying to think of another example, I can't immediately think of one, but how to prevent spreading verrucas to your children, that kind of thing. You really are helping people, and in helping people you're building trust, but you're also, as I say, enabling them to try out your expertise before they come and buy from you. Number 5, how can you use video to help people buy from you? Right, enabling people to buy from you is all about reducing friction, and that friction can come in a whole manner of different forms. But here's just a few ideas on how you can use video to ease that process. You can use video on landing pages. So if you are using landing pages as part of your marketing process, that is a standalone page on your website that's not connected to any menus or anything. It's a standalone page that you drive traffic to from social media or from email campaigns. If you put a video on a landing page with a call to action, you're going to get much better conversion than if it's just a static page of text. You could do a video on how to book online. So if you've got an online booking system, help people through that process, handhold them through that process. This is how you use our online booking system. Click this, do that, drag that, fill that box in, whatever it is. And there's lots of simple screen capture softwares available, so you can do that demonstration like I'm doing now. I'm recording my screen for you. You can use, there's one called Screencast-O-Matic, which is free version is brilliant as a starting point. Try that, it's awesome. Screencast-O-Matic, and not Cast-O-Matic, Cast-O-Matic, and it will enable you to do this kind of thing. So you can do a screen capture video showing your potential patients the process of how to use your online booking system. You can do a practice tour. So you're again, it's all about reducing that friction. So you're reducing the friction in that you're easing people's worries. Is the receptionist going to be an ogre? Is it going to be difficult to find? What do I need to bring on that first day? All that kind of stuff. So you can do a practice tour and show people around the facilities you've got. And some people are very nervous, quite rightly, about going into a new environment, and just showing them around is going to ease that pain, ease that worry, and therefore reduce the friction to buying. What to expect on your first appointment is all about, do they need to bring anything? What forms do they need to fill in? How long is it likely to last? Is there anything they need to be aware of afterwards, like they shouldn't drive or they should have somebody to accompany them home, that kind of thing. But again, just a video is going to ease those anxieties and enable somebody to make a much easier buying decision. Patients describing procedures. So often, certainly with certain professions, there are things that patients can be very anxious about. So throwing the word surgery, patients can get quite anxious. So why not get a patient on video, obviously with consent, but get a patient on video describing maybe that they were really nervous before they came for this procedure, but just then describing it from their perspective. What happened? How did they feel? Did they feel any pain or discomfort during whatever the thing was? And what was the end result? Are they happy with the end result? And just having a patient describe that process, that procedure, again, is going to reduce that friction and ease people's concerns and enable them to make it a much easier buying decision. Okay, so video, live video. So using video, number 6, engaging with live video. Now, a lot of what you need to be doing with your marketing nowadays is focusing around building community and building a community of people around your business that love what you do and therefore become advocates, and that word of mouth marketing, which is incredibly powerful. And a brilliant way to do that is the use of live video. On all of these channels now, you can use live video. It's not just Facebook. All of these channels have got live video options. And enables you to produce content that is going to engage with people there and then. So you can do things like live Q&A sessions or just real-time stories. So this is what we're doing now literally at this moment in time. In fact, here's us doing procedure on a patient at this moment in time. and it enables you to get real connection with people because they're seeing you raw, as it were. They're seeing you in your real state without any fancy editing or anything. So people, again, it's really going to help with that know, like, trust. And it's also going to help with this engagement and starting to build a community around you. Another thing you can do with live video is set aside a regular day and time every month, say the first Wednesday in a month at 8 o'clock in the evening, and you can do a TV show. And you can go on to whichever platform you want to do live, and you can start promoting it. I will be live on my Instagram account at this time on the first Wednesday in the month, and this month I'm going to be talking about X. And then at that point in time, you go live, you talk about X, and you'll get much more engagement. So having like a regular TV show is a great way to use live video, and also it's great for driving traffic. So you could, if you're going to be doing something like a live event at your practice, again, you could jump on live video and say, oh, tomorrow or next week we're going to be holding a drop-in session, or we're doing our whatever, we're doing a charity event or something, and you can really promote and drive traffic either in person or digitally using live video. Okay, number 7, this is going to save you time. Now, we've already talked about this, but I wanted to put this in as a standalone point because I think it's really valuable, and I think practices are not making the most of this opportunity. If you produce patient information videos on the most common things that you get asked about, you are going to save yourself an awful lot of time. And the way you can do this is create, for example, let's think about post-operative. So, for example, you've had a patient in, you've done a procedure, and there is a patient pack that you're going to put together to support them post-operatively. And so you could actually create a number of videos that show them what to do, what it should look like, what it should feel like 7 days post-op, how to change a dressing, all that kind of stuff. And you can put that onto a page on your website, standalone page, like a landing page. It's not connected on any menus. But then if you've got a video on there and a PDF document they can download on that page, you can then provide those patient information packs digitally. And the same goes for any pathology, any treatment that you provide on a regular basis. You could put together a page on your website for each of those and incorporate video in that, and that will save you an awful lot of time. But it will also improve the patient experience as well, because they're going to think, wow, this practice is really switched on. They're providing a really good service, which is what we want. Okay. Number 8, you can use video to raise the bar. Now, as I've already just mentioned about putting these packs together, I want you to have a really good think about this, because the quality of the patient experience you provide is a signal to people around your intentions to help, is a signal to people about the value that you're providing and therefore the prices they're prepared to pay. And so you can use video to raise the bar and raise people's the quality of the experience that they have with you and your practice. And so things like exercise programs, you could put together a whole pack of exercise programs to help your patients recover from injury, or you can put together a whole pack on self-treatment advice. So if, for example, you see a patient because they're worried about particular pathology, but the reality is they could treat that very easily themselves at home, you could say, it's been great to see you, thank you so much for coming, I can confirm the diagnosis is X. Now what you need to do is go away, visit this page on my website, and that will teach you how to manage this problem yourself. And then the quality of the experience that those patients are having in your practice goes through the roof, because nobody's doing, or virtually nobody's doing this. And so it's very, very easy to use video to help you raise that bar and really improve that quality of the experience that your patients are having. Oh, this is an interesting one. You can use video to improve the quality of the referrals that you're getting. So in practice, it's great. Quality referrals, not from patients, this is from other professionals. that I'm talking about in this instance. So getting referrals from other professionals should be a reasonably big chunk of your new patient numbers. I don't know, maybe something like 40% maybe. So if you've got a system whereby you can make sure those referrals you're getting from those people you've identified as potential referrers are high quality patients, that's going to be even better. If 40% of the new patients coming into your practice are pre-filtered by other professionals, that's going to be incredible, because that is really going to up the quality of the patients, the number of quality patients you're getting into your practice. So you can create a video with these potential referrers in mind and just explain the kind of patients that you want to see more of, the kind of patients that you get good quality results for, and the kind of pathologies those patients often present with. And doing that is really going to cement in the minds of these people exactly what your kind of scope of practice is, because often with certainly AHPs and some of the complementary therapy practices, people aren't really clear on what your services are. So if you create a video to help these potential referrers, that's an opportunity for you to educate them about the services you can offer and the kind of pathologies and conditions you can treat. And so therefore producing this video is really going to help those people understand your practice and therefore make really good quality referrals into your business. So hopefully that has just set some light bulbs going. And number 10, the last one, using video is going to help you get found online. Right back at the beginning, remember that cycle, know was the very first element of that cycle. Know, like, trust, try, buy, repeat, refer. So know, people need to know you exist. And a huge way nowadays that people find out about new local businesses is by searching online. And if you put your videos onto YouTube, there's a really good chance that you are going to start showing up in the search results in two ways. Firstly, because YouTube is owned by Google, and so when you do a Google search, Google often gives you search results that are image related or video related as well as website related, and those video related options it's pulling from YouTube. So if you've got your videos on YouTube, there's a really good chance, if you've got them set up right, that you can start showing up inside Google search by having videos on YouTube. But secondly, also, YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world, because people go to YouTube looking for answers. So if somebody jumps on YouTube and wants to know how to cure a whatever, and you've done a video that's called how to cure a whatever, again, there's a good chance you're going to start showing up in the search results inside YouTube. Now that's not going to happen, neither of those are going to happen if you don't host your videos on YouTube. Okay, so these are two big hitting resources that you can tap into, but only if you put your videos on YouTube. So what you need to do to sort of achieve this is you need to set up a YouTube channel. Now, a YouTube channel, all that means is an account on YouTube. And if you have already got a Google account, so Gmail, or if you've been in and claimed your Google My Business page for your practice, you will have a Google account. And setting up a YouTube channel is really easy if you've already got a Google account. So, dead easy, Google or go into YouTube and type in the search bar how to set up a YouTube channel, and you'll find some pretty good videos in there that will help you with that. But that is how video can help you get found online. So if you have any questions, if you are watching this video on YouTube, you need to head over to my Facebook group, which is Practice Momentum. Come and join us inside Practice Momentum, which is our marketing group for healthcare professionals, and ask your questions in there. And I'll be very, very happy to deal with your questions inside that group. Very happy. Also, further, if you're watching this video on YouTube, you need to follow the link in the description if you want to get your hands on my Practice Momentum video kit. And this is a kit list, a tool kit, which is is all the things I used initially in my business to start doing video. So this is a bootstrap version. This is starting from zero, okay? How to start doing video, what kit do you need to get going with video inside your practice. So if you would like to access that, click the link. If you're watching this on YouTube, click the link in the description section below. If you're not watching this video on YouTube, you're already on this page where you can access the video toolkit. So that's it. That's all I wanted to say about using video in your practice. I hope you found that helpful. And as I say, any questions at all, hop over into Facebook, search for Practice Momentum and come and join the group, and I will be very happy to answer your questions inside the group. Take care. Bye.